Rockin'.
And rolling.
Cop show intro. Welcome to the super fun, awesome, happy time pedal show.
Hey guys, I'm Alex.
I'm Gabor.
Gabor. And today
we've got the Z.Vex. Not sure if it's the Sequa or Uwa because it doesn't have anything on it, but it's one of the wahs.
Yeah. Step
sequencer wahs made by Z.Vex.
Yeah. And that goes into overdrive too, just for some...
Just for something, you know, extra. We put the Distortron there, which you got to check the Distortron demo we've done as well. Guitars. I've got my Jazzmaster with Duncan and Tuquidis.
Strat. I've got with this is a Greco Strat from '77, and yeah, pickups were changed out, but I'm not sure what they are. So.
They just make sound and stuff.
Doesn't matter. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
I like them.
And we're going, as always, into a Stereotone OTS Mini 20.
In the Isocab with Greenback. And, we did have a lot of reverb on, courtesy of the TC Electronic
Hall of Fame, yeah.
Hall of Fame.
So we can back that up a little bit. All right, clean time. Okay, so basically, the Sequa, Uwa, whichever one it is, it's basically a 8-step sequencer. So what that means, you've got these 8 knobs, if you forget about the very first one at the moment, and as you're turning them, what you're doing is you're opening and closing a filter. The first knob is the speed, so basically if I turn it on, so you can see the little light. I've set it to all 8. It was set to 6 for the intro. So you can set it to either going through all 8 steps, through 6 steps, or through 4 steps. Cool. And as you're turning it off, if it's all the way off, the filter's all the way open. As you're turning it up, it closes the filter. And you can also see the LED light, like for example with the first one's all the way off at the moment, so the light's all bright. If I turn it up, the light gets dimmer until there's no light at all when it's all the way up, which means the filter is closed.
Cool.
So it's open to closed. And so what it does, and it basically it kind of acts like a wah then, because it runs through all these different filter stages. So you set the speed with this, so you can slow it right down like it is now, or you can speed it right up to ridiculously fast. And it just runs through these filter stages, kind of like a sequencer. And it sounds kind of like a wah, depending on how you set it.
Cool. Well, what if I play something?
Yes.
And do you
play around with it?
Because there are a lot of controls, but it's not that complicated.
No, it's not. No. You just basically go by ear if you want something. So let's start it off really slow. So let's turn all of them all the way on.
Okay.
Okay. Because all the filters are open. Now, interesting part starts once you start turning some of them up.
Okay.
So it's just a one step now.
Yep.
Where it just comes. So where there's a bit of filter, all the other ones the filter's off. There you have a bit of filter, and then what you can do is you can say, okay, let's say every second one of them, I want to have some filtering on it. Or you want some sort of a pattern. So let's say in the middle there, you want 2 of them, one to be almost completely off and one of them bit filtered.
Okay.
So you can do, you know, you can sort of set it to whatever sounds good to you, or if you have some, if there's parts in a song where you want a certain sequence, you can set it to whatever sequence you want. You can make it faster, you can make it slower. So right now it's set to 8, but you can just have 4 as well. So just go straight back to the first one.
So just the first 4 controls.
Just the first 4 controls. So if you look at the lights, that was completely off.
Yeah, cool.
So it just runs through the first 4, or you can have it set to 6. So depending on what kind of phrase you have, what kind of what you want, you can put it into that. And then, in true Z.Vex style, you can go crazy fast. To really quite slow, and everything in between, depending on what you want to do.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually quite simple.
It's quite simple, yeah. It looks much more complicated than what it is.
Yeah.
They do have a newer one now, which is much bigger, which I think up to 32 band or something like that.
Okay.
The steps, I mean, that you have. And it's MIDI controllable and all that stuff. The Super Seek Trem, I think it's called now.
Oh, yeah.
But that's one of the older ones. It's just one of, like a lot of their stuff, it's got the cool painting. It's painted really nicely, and it's just it's another one of those things that I like, that are a little bit quirky, that just add textures to things. And especially when you're recording, it's not something you'd put on every pedal board, but if you're recording something, it could just be some sort of a sequence in a background that kind of adds texture to something.
Yeah. Sitting behind a verse part if you're doing.
Yeah.
That's
just adds a subtle texture to it.
It's a lot more interesting than just dry guitar.
Yeah, yeah. It just adds a whole other dimension to it.
Yeah.
And then they have another one called a Seek Trem as well, which is basically the same, but you have volume controls. So instead of a filter, you just control the volume. So you can have it going from completely choppy, so it's all the way on, all the way off, to everything in between.
Gotcha.
And again, with the smaller ones, you have 4 to 8 sequences, steps in a sequence, and then they have a big Super Seek Trem now as well, which has, I think, 32. I think it's 32.
Okay, that's a lot.
That's a lot, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, so that's pretty. I mean, that's pretty much it.
So cool. Yeah, I hadn't actually played this one before. So.
And I think to do another one as well, which has a tap control, and a bigger one has tap as well.
That could be fun.
But this one is tapless.
Tapless.
It's just a one button, just the on-off button.
Untappable.
Untappable. So that's the Z.Vex. I've got to find out exactly, but it's either the Sequar or Uwa.
Yep.
They had 2 of them. Not sure which one.
It's really well painted, but you don't know what the hell it's called.
You don't know what it's called, no. Well, you look on the box, which I probably have somewhere at home, but I can't remember. So it's either Sequar or Uwa.
We'll find out before.
We'll find out. We'll put it. It'll be written. So you know, when you see it, when you're watching us, it'll be written there exactly what it is, and then you just go, "Those idiots! What are they talking about? It's written there." Anyway, so and while you're looking at that, why not look at the subscribe button? It's a big red button that's somewhere around us, depending on what platform you're watching us on. It's a big red button. You hit it, and then there's a tick there, and then you're subscribed. And then
simple as that.
Simple as that. And then you can, you know, it'll let you know whenever there's a new video up. And what you should also do is underneath us in the description, there's a link to our Facebook page.
Check it out, and put all sorts of silly things up. We also put like put some photos and little extra bits about our personal boards and friends' boards and all that kind of stuff.
And if you have any questions, if you want to know anything, if you want us to try this with a normal wah, or if you'd want us to try with the distortion in front of it instead of after it, and whatever you want us to do, just leave us some comments, let us know, and we'll do our best to do it.
Cool. Thanks for checking out.
That's it. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.